you say? Yes, it's that time again. It's Tech Tuesday.
Hey, and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. This is Chad from Ascension Worship. It's been a few weeks since we've done a show. Been busy with a bunch of different projects, and one of the things I wanted to do this week is a really quick product review of one of the items that we've been using recently. It's pretty cool. This is the Chauvet DMX AN, and you can see it on your screen. This is pretty cool. It's a Ethernet in from your computer. On the other side, it's got two DMX outs, and you can also change these to be inputs if you really wanted to, but generally you're going to want them to be out. So we have been using this with our Magic Q, Campsys Magic Q, which again is a free program. And one of the really cool things about Magic Q is that it comes with, I think it's like 64 free universes through ArtNet, which is what this box here does. That's why it's called AN, that's ArtNet. And so it's really cool. It's really affordable. I think it's about $120 US, and it gives you two universes of lighting right away if you need that. And you might be asking yourself, well, why would I need two universes? And you might not. But for $120 to be able to have two universes in case you expand later on, it's really cool. Or a lot of the churches that we work with are in buildings that maybe before they were for a old school Southern Baptist church, and they needed to have a lot of dimming for the fixtures built into the ceiling, that kind of thing. And so your wiring, it might be easier to have a universe for all of your new LEDs that you're installing, and have the second universe go to your existing house lighting, your dimming, because maybe these cables are going completely different directions, and it's just physically easier for you to do that. This is also really good if your church travels around a little bit and maybe you need a output for the lighting you bring with you and a separate output to go into the church that you're at that's hosting you, their existing lighting. There's all kinds of cool options on here. But the thing that is not great about it is that it does take more understanding of networking. If you're not familiar with that and this video doesn't help, then Magic Q, Campsys, sells a dongle for about the same price. It just only gives you one universe. So for, again, about the same price to have two, I think is pretty cool on here. So I'm going to show you how to set this up. We are on a Mac with Campsys Magic Q, and I'm going to show you that really quick and kind of give you an idea of what's going on. I don't have a picture of the bottom of the unit right now, but on the bottom, they make it pretty easy for you. There is the IP address that ships with it, which is 2.0.0.2. And if that is complete confusion to you right now, that's fine. We're going to explain that. That is essentially, it's like a website for the device. It lets it know how to talk with other devices. In this case, being our computer and being the software. So one of the cool things is once you get that hooked up, you can go into your web browser and type in 2.0.0.1. I think that's what I said earlier. That's what's on the bottom of the box. I might have said 0.2, but it's 0.1. Sorry. You can type that into your web browser, and if everything is connected correctly, you will see a menu pop up. And the reason why we're not is because we've just plugged it in and nothing's working yet. So I'm going to show you how to get there. So first, we're going to go to our system preferences. And then we're going to go to network. And I've already got plugged in, and you can see my Ethernet says self-assigned IP. And if we look over here, the IP address that the computer gives itself is 169.blah, which is not the same as what the box has, the Chauvet box. It needs to be 2.0, so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this from DHCP, which basically allows it to figure its own self out, to manually. And we need to have a similar but different IP address. So the box was 2.0.0.1. Well, we're going to make the computer, it can't be 1 because that's what the box is. We're going to change it to 2. And then this subnet mask down here, without going into what all it means, just do 255.255.0.0 and then go down here and hit apply. And you'll see now our IP address has changed. So if I go back to my web browser and again type in the IP address of the AN box 2.0.0.1, now we're accessing this really cool little web applet that's on here that gives you some options. From here, you can rename it. You can change the IP address if you need to. If you're new to this, you're probably only going to have one of these anyway, so I'd say just leave all that alone. But what we are going to change that's going to make your life a little bit less confusing are some of these options down here. So for protocol, right now it's defaults to ArtNet. ArtNet's fine. However, it's a little bit confusing the way the universe numbers work. So to make your life a little bit easier, we're going to change these to SACN. ACN, from what I understand, is very similar to ArtNet, but it's going to be easier with the universe numbers. So instead of being universe 0 and universe 1, we're going to change them to universe 1 and universe 2. So on the AN box itself, it's labeled A and B. So A will be 1, B will be 2. Hit apply. And then just to make sure everything's all right, I'm going to hit refresh. And then everything looks correct on here. Once you have that all set up, you don't really need this window anymore. This is really only for when you get it set up. So we can close that if we need to. So now the computer is talking to the ArtNet box. Now we need to tell MagicQ how to talk through the computer to the ArtNet box. So we're going to go to MagicQ. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to go over here to Setup. The first thing we're going to do, we're in the View Settings menu. We're going to change the network settings located right here. The IP address right now says 127. Whatever. We're going to double click on that. And it's got three options here. 127 basically means the internal the internal network of the computer. 2.0.0.2 is what we just set up. That's what we're going to want to use. That's the Ethernet port. And then I've got 192. That looks like it's my wireless router. So I'm going to click on my 2.0.0.2. And now we should be able to connect to the DMX box. We need to do one more thing, though. We need to tell MagicQ what universes in MagicQ are going to talk with the universes in the ArtNet box. So to do that, up here at the top, again, I'm in the setup menu. I'm going to go to View DMX IO. IO is ins and outs. And then here's all of our different universes in MagicQ. So we want to take these first two universes and make sure they're set to be enabled. And then our output type, we're going to do ACN like we did on that box. And make sure that your output universe is set to ACN1 and ACN2. Now, if I put a light on ACN on universe 1, so I go to patch, and you can see on here, this first light is addressed to 1-001. So that is universe 1, so it's going to come out of the A port of the ArtNet box, and then it's talking to channel 1 on that universe. If I wanted on universe 2, I would just type in 2-1 and hit enter. I'm not going to do it right now because there's other lights on that channel. And that's how you can separate out your lights, again, for maybe for your house lighting being on one universe and your LED lights being on another, however you want to work it out. So it's really cool. We've installed a few of these recently and had good results. Like I said, the only thing that's not great about it is having to know how to do this networking. So I hope this video is helpful for you. $120. You can get them online in a bunch of different places. I think it's pretty cool. So try it out. Let me know if you have any questions. And until next time, have a great week. Again, this is Chad from Ascension Worship. I hope this has been helpful for you and your team. Come back here every Tuesday for new information.